Okay, so this is how close the Chicago Bears came to advancing to the second round of the NFL playoffs yesterday. Bears kicker Cody Parkey misses the game-winning field goal, clanking the ball off both the upright and the crossbar with just seconds left in the NFL wildcard game against the defending champion Philadelphia Eagles. And that miss provoking thousands of tweets about Parkey, many of them so abusive, we actually can't read them out loud. Some people cursing at him and calling for him and his family to die. There have been a number of cases lately where fan culture has taken a dark turn, including the outpouring of hate directed at Canada's own World Junior Hockey team when they were eliminated last week. So joining me now to discuss why fans get so extreme online is psychologist Oren Amate. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
So let's talk about this. Why do people actually turn to social media to rant?
Well, it's a safe place to go, number one, because most people are anonymous, and number two, where else are you going to get such a wide audience?
Oh, okay. So, and do they feel that it's faceless? They don't, they don't have to look the person in the eye. They can just go ahead and.
Well, that's it. Every single study has shown when people feel there's a sense of anonymity, they feel a sense of safety, and they can act in ways they wouldn't normally do if they were face to face with a person. And with social media, unlike in other venues, you're actually being rewarded for such reprehensible behavior. That's the third factor.
Because you can like it, right? And
exactly.
It's about that like count. And
yeah.
I guess, do you feel empowered by these negative comments?
There's an empowerment, there's an inclusion, like people feel like they're part of a group. They're being validated by all these, thousands of faceless, nameless people, but somehow we've come to this point where so many people are so, hate to say it, pathetic, that this is where they get their validation.
So is that what they get out of it? It's that validation? Like these people need that kind of validation in their life?
They do, because we know that people who have a lack of meaning, of purpose, okay, or even of identity are going to find it in other ways. And so what better way than to try to tear down someone who's actually accomplished something, someone who's much better than you as an athlete, as an entrepreneur, as a person maybe. So they get this sick pleasure out of tearing them down and, again, being rewarded by public attention.
So I can understand, 1 to a dozen, but you see thousands of these comments, which I think to the regular person is just utterly shocking.
Yeah, well, it's not shocking to me. It's just saddening because not only is it that there's a culture going on here, but we know that if you are around like-minded people, if you're slightly left or right to some kind of moderation, being with like-minded people pushes you even further and further. So it's more common for other people to jump in as well because they're saying this is the norm. Oh, it's okay. I just watched my older brother or my mother write something terrible.
Right.
This must be fine then.
And, it's one thing about an adult and a professional athlete, but then let's talk about our World Juniors, right? Because these are 18, 19, 20-year-olds maybe. These are kids at the end of the day. They're not pro athletes. I mean, they would love to become pro athletes. But what's the impact on them, these kids? Because they were attacked as well.
Well, that's a terrible thing because that's the scourge of social media is that you don't see the impact on the other person. These are real people on the other side. And even professional athletes, if they dare look at the comments, they can sink into distress, into depression. This has happened. Many people have come out and said that. So you can imagine a teenager having all these people saying, you're the worst person on the planet, you've let me down, you're a disgrace to your country.
Right.
This can have a devastating impact on their self-worth.
Right, okay. Got to think twice before tweeting, right? Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay.